Sky is not falling. We won today in pretty impressive fashion against a very strong Buffalo team. They started out 7-1. It looks like 7-1-1. Now they're 8-7-2-1. Big win. First thing that I want to talk about is, let me see, the fans. We are 8 games into the schedule. This is game 8, and I've already heard, this is just off the top of my head, I've heard fans critiquing the coach for not playing certain players, not playing Lias Andersson, not playing Kaapo Kakko, not playing Philip Hedl down in the AHL, not having Vitaly Kravtsov on the team, and it's almost like the same thing when Alain Vigneault, AV was here, and we complained about not playing JT Miller. I personally like playing JT Miller. I'm not gonna exclude myself, even though I am gonna critique the fans here. I really like JT Miller. Not playing Pavel Buchnevich for putting Tanner Glass in the lineup over Pavel Buchnevich. AV got us to a Stanley Cup, guys. Remember that. Let's all this harassing AV for not playing Pavel Buchnevich. The guy got us to a Stanley Cup. So I always like to curtail the hate on AV because the guy did almost win a Stanley Cup for us. He got us to the Stanley Cup Finals. I've been a fan since '96. When's the last time that happened? So I'm kind of an AV apologist, or I don't hate AV as much as the next guy. But my point is, almost every single time where the fans are ganging up on the coach and saying, like, this coach stinks, or like these decisions are bad, like, the fans don't really know what they're talking about. Almost all the time, 100% of the time. The coach knows what's going on. Like, Jeff Gordon didn't just pick this coach all willy-nilly. Like, this coach knows hockey, knows what's going on, knows how to coach a team, and is doing it to the best of his ability. Like, you guys, like, sitting on your bench or sitting on your couch watching the hockey games are doing exactly that. You're sitting on your couch watching the TV. This guy is the coach of the team. He sees these guys in practice. He knows what he expects from them. If they don't give him what they expect, then they don't play. Like, the coach and management know what's going on. They have the pulse of the team. They know what's going on. There's, like, the fans, you don't, like, it's so easy to think you know so much more than you do, but you don't. And so I'm more of a let live and let live. Let's let the season play out, and let's not harass the coach after the first 7 games, because the problem is now the fans are developing a reputation. They did the same thing with Alain Vigneault, who got into the Stanley Cup final. They did the same thing with the second year of this new coach in a rebuild, and all of a sudden they're complaining about the coach. It's almost like this cyclical thing of, like, you're gonna have hard times no matter how successful you are. You kind of need to pump the brakes. It's everyone seems to think it's, they're teeing off from the lady tees here, trying to harass the coach, but it's not an appropriate thing to do 7 games into a second year of a rebuild for a second year head coach who has shown to be good. I don't have any problems with David Quinn. I even see, like, people complaining about the management. Like, what the heck has the management done? So, anyways, guys, pump the brakes on all the complaining and harassing, and it's just pump the brakes on. All right, get that out of the way, fans. Now, another thing I've been hearing about is everyone hating on Ryan Strome. Now, last time I checked, Ryan Strome came over here from Edmonton for Jeff Gordon traded Ryan Spooner for Ryan Strome. I think we ate like a couple $100,000 of salary cap. And Ryan Strome went on to score 100 goals in 20 games. Like, he went on to score like 20 goals in like 30 games or something. And all off season long, I heard his shooting percentage is going to regress towards the mean. I'm not even sure everyone even knows what that means, but his shooting percentage is going to regress towards the mean. So he shot, I think, around 20% of his shots went in or something like that. And obviously, he's not going to repeat that. If he did repeat that, he'd be a 50-goal scorer this year. But I'm here to say, Ryan Strome is a good hockey player. He's not a first-line winger. He may not even be a second-line winger, but he's a good third-line hockey player. The guy scored 20 goals. Like, I don't care what his shooting percentage was. He scored 20 goals in like 30 games for the Rangers. Like, the guy's a good hockey player. And I'm glad to see that this year he's been playing well. There's no complaints for Ryan Strome, and I'm glad to see he finally got a good game. He's not an exceptional puck mover. He's not going to find other people open ice. He's going to do the simple play. That's when Ryan Strome is at his best. He's like a good referee or a good defenseman, Dan Girardi. He's at his best when you don't even notice him. He makes the simple play. He doesn't make mistakes. That's when Ryan Strome is at his best. And he did that today, and he got rewarded. Scored a goal. Had a nice. Well, he had that 2-on-1 goal from I forget who passed it to him, but he's a good hockey player. Ryan Strome is a good hockey player. There's no reason to harass him about this guy stinks. Like, play Elias Anderson over Ryan Strome. Ryan Strome stinks. Ryan Strome does not stink. Ryan Strome is a good hockey player, and he should be on the third line. He may even be a fantastic replacement if we for that ugly duckling role on that first line with Zibanejad in center and then Panarin on the left wing, but Ryan Strome on the right wing. What the heck? Now, I was out getting my wife food, and I got her car washed, and I had to put gas in the car, so I missed the first 10 minutes or so of the first period. But so I can't speak on that. But Ryan Strome's a good hockey player. I don't know how many points Buchnevich has. Everyone seems to love Buchnevich. How many points does Ryan Strome have? I mean, what the heck? I'm going to look that up after the game. Like, everyone's loving Pavel Buchnevich, but, like, how many points does Ryan Strome have? What the heck? Hank plays well. He looks really good. He looks sensational. In his post-game interviews, Henrik Lundqvist's hair looks sensational, and he looks young, skinny, and awesome looking. Like, Hanks looks like he's ready to win a Stanley Cup. That's my optimism talking, but I'm going to speak it into existence. Hank is going to be here for our next playoff run. Now, next thing I want to talk about, Greg McKegg, the guy who I'm almost certain that people, or that Jeff Gordon looked at John Davidson and had a little twinkle in his eye when they thought about the jersey sales for this guy. Greg McKegg, fantastic 0 to 100 acceleration, quick short stops acceleration, fantastic. I noticed him getting a leg up on the defenders, grinding in or dumping the puck and going to get it. I love this guy's quick start, quick acceleration. That's exactly what you need in a fourth line hockey player to make a run in the playoffs. You can't have another thing fans complain about is that Haley guy. I don't know. He can't play. He's like a fighter or something. It's hard to have those kind of guys in the playoffs that can't really play hockey. You need Greg McKegg is a fantastic fourth line hockey player. You need to have a fourth line that's a threat to score on the ice in the playoffs. And Greg McKegg is one example of that. I really like Brendan Smith, just as a preferential player. You know, all the fans kind of like him, but he hasn't really performed where I'm ready to say he is another good fourth line hockey player. But Greg McKegg is exactly what the New York Rangers need for the playoffs. Excuse me. Now, Chris Kreider, marked him down because it was in the third period. I didn't even notice he was in the game. There is some foundation to Chris Kreider struggling playing hockey this year. I don't know what's going on, but that drive to the net where he tried scoring on that where he got the penalty. I'll tell you what, he puts that puck in the net. That's not a penalty. It's just the after effect, and that's a good penalty to take every single time. Guys driving hard to the net, not running the goalie, but not being afraid of contact, pushing, cutting that angle, and getting your stick in that scoring position. That's exactly what you want to see from Chris Kreider. That's when he's at his best. I forget who passed him the puck, but you want to see that from Kreider. That's when he's at his best. I thought this said Nick Holden. Let me see. Brett Howden. That's who it is. I did write Holden. Hey, another guy that the fans have been on, Brett Howden. This is another example where you can't freak out. Everyone's talking about charts. There's some sort of chart where the Rangers are left. I guess I don't know. The camera would be like left and down, like some sort of chart where the Rangers are like an outlier at dude, it's so early in the season. Everyone relax. Brett Howden is playing well. Everyone's complaining about why Elias Anderson is not playing above Brett Howden. This game today is exactly why Brett Howden is playing, because he's a good hockey player. He's another good hockey player that's a third-line center. That's a decent third-line center. Let the guy play. Today, he had a fantastic game today, and it was nice to see him get rewarded. I think he at least got one. Now, the new fan favorite, Tony DeAngelo. Happy birthday, Tony. He wished everyone a happy Columbus Day, as any good Italian American will do. And he what is he? He's got to be the leading goal scorer of the team. What has he got? 4? Who's got more than 4? Tony DeAngelo is having a sensational year, and I love it. I love Tony DeAngelo. If he wasn't on a contract year, he might be my next jersey. But I think my next jersey is, unfortunately, when Chris Kreider gets traded. I really liked Chris Kreider. But Tony DeAngelo is just is having an unbelievable year. Him and Adam Fox are fantastic 2 and 3 right defensemen for the team on the back end. Just unbelievable puck movers. Fox is cutting his teeth a little bit back there with a couple turnovers. Tony DeAngelo probably did some of that last year, but Tony DeAngelo, unbelievable year so far, and I don't see him slowing down. He might get 20 goals this year, maybe 15. I don't know, but Tony, he's having an unbelievable year. I'd love to have him keep it up. Fan favorite guy. Imagine that, when Tony DeAngelo came over. He's a fan favorite now. Everyone's complaining about his character issues and this, that, or the other. All right. Pavel Buchnevich. I rate him down every game because he's such a polarizing player. I remember why I put him here. Because Pavel Buchnevich is slow with the puck. Like, I gave this example yesterday of like when you like jumped up from like minor hockey where like you were stick handling around everyone, and all of a sudden you can't stick handle around everyone. And now, like all of a sudden when you get the puck and you dust it off, now it's a problem, where in the other league it wasn't. That's what Buchnevich reminds me of. And I don't like him on the power play because he's too slow with the puck. Like Pavel Buchnevich is just too slow with the puck. He dusts it off, and it's just he seems slow. But I do think that he's actually a perfect ugly duckling for that first line. And I did miss the little bit in the beginning, so I'm not exactly sure what lines we ran, because I heard there was some noise about breaking up that first line with Zibanejad and Panarin, and it might have worked, so they might have kept going with it. But I like that Buchnevich plays that Russian style of hockey. Wide, hold on to the puck, find guys across ice. And I kind of like him playing with Panarin. I think they have similar styles, and that might be where he plays best. But we don't know about Buch. He's still an open case here. Now, one guy I haven't talked about that I think I should is Jacob Trouba. Fantastic. He's done this entire year. He has not made any mistakes. Now, there will be times this year where we say, why the heck are we paying him $8 million or whatever we paid for him? But so far, nothing but fantastic hockey. He, in that end of the third period, he laid out Sam Reinhart, got the fans on his side, had a nice big hit, probably the first big hit of the game. But just solid hockey. Like I said earlier, with a good referee, good defenseman, you just don't notice him. Don't notice any mistakes. And every once in a while, he makes some nice plays, good one-timers from the point. Nothing to complain about there. He's played very well so far. Now, Brendan Lemieux. I've been on this guy because he held out and he looks slow. If you hold out, and Tony DeAngelo did it too, he held out and he just looked slow. He wasn't in the game. He wasn't a factor for the Rangers. He needed to get that bucket on the ice, mix it up in front of the net, push could push some guys in the face wash guys. He needs to be that player for us. And I thought at the end of the first period, when the Sabres were down 3 goals, and the Sabres were trying to mix it up to get some energy, I thought that might have been a good time for just Brendan Lemieux to drop the gloves and get the fans in it. Probably wasn't smart, but it probably wasn't smart as an isolated incident because the Rangers are up 3 and you want to keep the energy the same. But I just thought it was an opportunity for Brendan Lemieux to just do something because I thought he's really struggled this year. But at the end of the game, you saw him score that goal, driving hard to the net. That's what you want Brendan Lemieux to do. Just greasy goals in front of the net. That's exactly what you want to see from Brendan Lemieux. The only thing that would have made it better is if his helmet fell off and you got to see that goofy looking Claude Lemieux given fro that he's got. But Brendan Lemieux is starting to make waves. I'm gonna add a little bullet here. Kaapo Kakko. Everyone was in love with this guy, and rightfully so, because he is a good player. Problem is, you saw the highlight today. 2nd overall draft picks: Jack Eichel, Sam Reinhart, and Kaapo Kakko. Well, what that tells you is you could be a Jack Eichel, the 2nd overall. In hockey, there's no guarantee. Or you could be a Sam Reinhart. So let's not say this guy is. Let's put the brakes on this whole Kaapo Kakko, the Church of Kakko situation. That is the last thing the New York Rangers need once they finally got, first time since Brad Park, they got a high draft pick and an elite prospect. The last thing we need is to have some sort of idiot fan start. I don't care. Go sell your t-shirts. I get it. But dude, the last thing the Rangers need is some sort of sacrilegious, like Church of Kakko, praise be. Can we just end that? Just end it. End it. Cancel culture. Cancel that thing. It's nothing but bad omens for the Rangers. But, all right. Again, this is my vlog, starting with the 2019-2020 NHL season. Been a fan since 1996-97 when we traded for Gretzky. That's when I was a kid, and I got a hold of the Rangers. And I am starting a State of the Union vlog for most every game until we win the Stanley Cup. So, I will see you next time.